Hello students, now in this video we are going to discuss about 12th standard computer science chapter 5 Python variables and operators part 10. Last class we discussed about what are the different types of literals used in Python programming languages. Now in this class we are going to discuss about what are the different data types used in Python programming languages. Python data types. What is meant by data? The collection of raw fact is known as a data. Okay. So data types means what kind of data is stored in a variable is known as a data types. That is whether the variable is stored the integer data or float data. Depending upon the value stored in a variable, you have to specify the data types. Okay. If for example we are assigning a equal to 5, then a variable a is hold the value 5. So variable a is known as a integer data type. Okay, so now you can see all data values in Python are objects. In Python all the values are considered as a object, and each object or value has type. Okay, each and every object is having the type. Python has built-in or fundamental data types such as numbers, string, Boolean, tuples, list, and dictionaries. Okay, so what are the fundamental data types available in Python? Number, string, Boolean, tuples, list, and dictionaries. Totally 6 fundamental data types are available. What is meant by fundamental or built-in data types? Fundamental or built-in data type means already defined in a Python programming language. Okay, so these are the predefined data types available in Python programming languages. Now you can see one by one in detail. Okay, so number data type. The built-in number objects in Python supports integer, floating point number, and a complex number. In number data types, what are the different kinds of numbers you can able to store? Integer, float, and complex numbers. Okay, so integer means a number which is having only the whole number, that is a number without a fraction is known as a integer numbers. Floating point means a number with fraction. If for example we are storing a equal to 10.5 or 5.7, like that, a number with fraction is known as a floating point numbers. And a complex numbers means a number which is having both real part and imaginary part. That number is known as a complex numbers. Okay, a number which is having both real and imaginary part is known as a complex numbers. So integer data can be decimal. We can also store integer data in the form of decimal, octal, or hexadecimal or binary numbers. Okay, so how we can differentiate each and every number system like this octal, hexadecimal, or binary means by using the digits before the numbers. Okay, now we can see what are the digits are used to identify the octal number and hexadecimal numbers as well as the binary numbers. Okay, so integer data can be decimal, octal, or hexadecimal. Octal integer use big O or lowercase o. Okay, the letter O is used to identify the octal integer values, and octal digits are denoted by O, and then you write your numbers. Okay, and then hexadecimal integers use OX. Either we can use uppercase letters OX or we can use a lowercase letter OX to identify the hexadecimal integers values. Okay, and L, uppercase L. Okay, we use only the capital letter L to denote the long integer. This long integer data type is available in Python 2 only. Now we are using Python 3, so no need to use this L to identify the long integers. Okay, now you can see the examples of each and every integers. Okay, so 102, 4, 5, 6, 7, 5, 6, 7, these are all known as a decimal integers. That is a number, if you are writing the normal number, a number between 0 to 9 is known as a decimal integers. Okay, so you are writing the numbers, there is no prefix symbol. Okay, so we just write number sequence. See this example, 4, 5, 6, 7, all are the numeric numbers. Okay, so this type of number system is known as a decimal integers. We already know what are the numbers belongs to the decimal decimal numbers. The numbers from 0 to 9 is known as a decimal number. What is the base value for decimal number? The base value for decimal number system is 10. Okay, so total number of digits present in this number system. Okay, next we see the example of octal integers. 0102 comma 0876. Here in this example we can able to see both big O as well as a small o, that is uppercase letter and lowercase letters O is used to identify the octal integer. Okay, so big O 102. See that both the example we are having the number 1 or 2. Okay, in this first example we are writing the number alone 102. So we considered as a decimal integer. In the second example, before 102 we write big O. So O is used to identify the octal integer. So that 0 big O 102 comma big small O 876 comma big O 432. So these are all known as the octal integers. Okay, and then we see the examples of hexadecimal integers. Big O x 102 comma O x 876 comma OX 432. So these are all known as a hexadecimal integers. Okay, so how we can identify these are the hexadecimal integers? With the prefix letter big O x, or we can use small o x also, we can use it. Okay, so 34L comma 523L. So this 2 is known as a long decimal integers used in Python 2 programming languages. Okay, so a floating point data. So how we can represent a floating point numbers? We can represent a sequence of decimal digits that includes a decimal point. Okay, so that is if you are writing 24.5. So 24 is a integral part, and then we can use a decimal point 24.5. So this is known as the floating point data. We can also represent floating point data in exponent form. Okay, so how we can represent exponent form? An exponent data contains a decimal digit part, decimal point, exponent part, followed by one or more digits. If for example 24.E10 or E2, here E is used to represent the exponent part. Okay, so exponent data contains what are the things? Decimal digit part, and then decimal point, and then exponent part. Okay, so exponent data contains three part. That is, first one is decimal part, and then second one is decimal point, and then third part is exponent part. Now you can see the example of this floating point data as well as exponent data. So 1 2 3, that is 123.34 comma 456.23 comma 156.23. Okay, so these are all known as a floating point data. So in floating point data we are having the sequence of decimal digit for with the decimal point. Okay, sequence of decimal digits with the decimal point is known as a floating point data. So if your data is containing decimal digit part, decimal point and exponent, means that is known as a exponent data. Okay, see the second example, 12.E04, that is 10 to the power 4. We can represent in mathematics, no, 12 into 10 to the power 4. So the same thing here in Python programming language, how we can represent means you can represent by using the exponented data. Okay, that is 12.E04. Either we can use capital letter E or small letter e. Okay, 12.E04 comma 24.E04. Can use both uppercase and lowercase letter e for representing the exponent data. Complex number, we already discussed, complex number is made up of two floating point values, one each for the real and imaginary parts. Okay, complex number is having two part. One is the real part, another one is the imaginary part. If for example we represent 3 plus 4i, then for 3 is the real part and 4 is the imaginary part. Okay, is it clear? So complex number system is having two part, one is real part, another one is imaginary part. Okay, now we can see the next data type, Boolean data type. We already learned Boolean values. So what are the Boolean values are there? We are having only two Boolean values, that is zeros and ones. Okay, so Boolean data type is also hold only two numbers, that is 1 or 0. Okay, a Boolean data can have any of the two values, true or false. True means 1, false means 0. Okay, see the example, bool underscore variable 1 is equal to true. Why we are using underscore? Underscore is only the valid special symbol used in variables. Okay, so we already learned identifier. What is meant by identifier? Identifiers are used to identify the variables, class, functions, objects, etc. Okay, so the name of the variable is known as the identifier. Okay, so the symbol, only one special symbol allowed for giving name to the variable, that is underscore. Okay, so if we want to combine two names together, then we can use a underscore. Here bool one name, another one is var one, var 1. Okay, if you want to combine this names, this two names together, then we can use a underscore. Okay, so bool underscore var 1 is equal to true, and then one more variable bool underscore var 2 is equal to false. Okay, is it clear? So Boolean data type is having only two values, that is true or false. True means 1, false means 0. Okay, now you can see the string data type. String data can be enclosed with single quotes or double quotes or triple quotes. We already learned in literals types, no, string literals. So what is meant by string? A sequence of character is known as a string. Okay, so in Python it is allowed to use, either we can use a single quote or double quote or triple quote to represent a string data. If for example we are using hello within single quotes is known as a strings. Okay, so collection of data or sequence of characters is known as a strings. In Python we can use any one of the quotes, that is single, double or triple quotes. Especially the triple quotes is used to specify the multi-line string. Okay, single and double quotes are used for single line strings. If we want to represent more than one line string, then we can use a triple quotes. Okay, now you can see the examples given here. Character data is equal to a, that is only one character. If we want to represent, then we can use a then we can assign like this, a within single quotes. In Python there is no character data type. Okay, in C++ we are using no character a, but in Python programming language there is no character data type. In Python we are having only the string data. So if you are specifying only single character, that character is also considered as a string data type. Okay, in this example character data is equal to a is given, no, a is a single character, so this character is also considered as a string data type in Python programming language. Okay, so and then see the next variable here. Character data is just a variable name. Okay, character data is only the variable name given to that value a. String data, string underscore data is equal to computer science. This computer science is enclosed with double quotes. Okay, multi-line data, I already told, no, triple quotes is used to specify the more than one line string values. Okay, so multi-line underscore data is equal to, within triple quotes, string data can be enclosed with a single quote or double quote or triple quotes. So see this values, these values are extended to the next line also. Okay, we are starting from first line. String data can be enclosed with a single quote, or the remaining data is in the second line, double quote or triple quotes. Okay, so if you are having more than one line as input, then we include this lines with the triple quotes. Okay, multi-line data can be assigned by using the triple quote symbol. Okay, so that's all about this different data types used in Python programming language. So in this lesson we discussed only three data types. Yes, what are the three data types? Number, boolean and string data types. The remaining three, list, tuples, dictionaries, we discussed in the next chapter, that is chapter 7. We discuss chapter 8, 7 or 8 we discuss about this remaining 3 data types. Okay, is it clear? Okay students, in the next class we discuss in the next chapter. Thank you students.